Jamal Niaz here with the man of the moment, Shem Rock. Manchester Arena coming up, Oktagon MMA's first show in the UK, and you're a key figure in this and bringing Oktagon over to the UK. How are you feeling, man? You versus the policeman, that's what it's billed as, that's what they're advertising it as.
Because that's what it is the streets versus the police. Like, I'm just so happy, lad, that I'm on such a big platform, fighting on AO Arena, 18,000 people, and I'm getting to punch a police officer in the face and get paid for it and not get nicked afterwards. Like, for me, this is, honestly, when I look back at the end of my career, this is going to be one of the pinnacle moments of my career, and I'm just happy, lad, that I get to go in there and showcase my skills on the night.
I mean, your story has been pivotal and motivating to a lot of people from similar circumstances and similar backgrounds. Like, you overcame so many struggles personally, like you travelled the world on the run for a crime that you didn't commit, you got cleared of the crime. You know, how integral has that been in building the martial artist you are today?
I think I'm so blessed that I actually had a tough path, but it made me strong to be who I am today. I'm so blessed that along that path I got to meet with so many people from so many different cultures, with so many different mindsets, with so many different skills, and I got to take a piece from everyone to make me game what it is today and to make me the martial artist I am today. So I wouldn't change nothing for the world. Even though I haven't had it easy, now I feel like it's my time, and everything I've been through has given me the strength to do what I need to do now.
And that's why going to fight in the European promotion isn't daunting for someone like you, because you've experienced Thailand, you've experienced those fights when you didn't even have any sort of background in MMA. They just got thrown in at the deep end. I've watched the documentary on you, and you just got thrown in at the deep end and learned on the go in one of the toughest countries in the world for martial arts.
Lad, I've walked out in big arenas in Taiwan fighting former UFC athletes where every single person's booing me.
Yeah.
And you don't realise the feeling, and now I'm home and it's the flip side and the crowd's behind me.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have the fans on side for once, won't it?
Lad, I know November 4th every single person in that crowd is going to be cheering me and booing him, and you don't understand, like, the energy that gives you in there, the motivation. Like, I'm in the best shape I've ever been in, the best camp I've ever had, and it's all because, yeah, I want to perform well for me, but I don't want to let anyone down. I want to put the best fight on the night for me gym, for me teammates, for all of the fans that are going to be there, for the supporters, for the people who have helped me along the way. It's not just about me, lad, it's the whole bigger picture, lad.
And I was speaking to your gym mates, Luke Riley, Adam Cullen, and I said, yeah, exactly. And I said there must be something in the water in Merseyside, because it's not only the talent there, but it's the personalities and the passion, like, exuberates through your voices. You can tell how much it means to you. It means the absolute world to you, and you make everyone believe every word that you're saying.
Liverpool is a hard-bred, tough, working class, down-to-earth city, and next generation is breeding killers upon killers. Lad, the amateurs are giving me tough rounds, never mind the pros. You've got a room full of fucking machines that'll rival any gym in the world, and now it's our time, and we're all showing it, and now the world's watching and taking notice, and it's all for a reason, lad. I could list 10 names from Next Gen, and every single one of them, lad, will fucking give you the run for your money, do you know what I mean?
Is the aspiration for you still to go to the UFC? Because I remember in FCC, was it last December, you said, Dana White, call me. Like, you were ready, and you've been ready for a long time, haven't you?
I've been ready, and I stay ready. I called Dana after the FCC fight, and I don't know, Dana didn't pick up the phone, but Pavel did, Andre did, and I'm here with Oktagon, and I'm happy to be here with Oktagon, and I'm here fighting. I'm a prize fighter for the highest bidder wins. And as long as Oktagon keep giving me them checks, I'm happy, lad, you know what I mean?
And UFC have hinted that they're going to start staying away from London now, possibly entering the Northern Territory for the first time since the Bisping fight. So that would be prime time for the likes of yourself, Luke Riley, to get signed up by the company.
Luke Riley needs to be in the UFC yesterday. Not tomorrow, yesterday. Like, Adam Cullen needs to be in the UFC. Like, I've trained with UFC athletes, guys who've got 3-4 wins in the UFC. And these cunts are fucking... Lad, they're not a speck on these fellas' shoes, you know what I mean? Luke Riley is 100% going to be a superstar in the UFC. And I can say the same for Adam Cullen. I can say the same for Nathan Fletcher. Like, the room's just full of them, lad. They're just breathing absolute stars.
Because obviously, Paddy and Molly paved the way for this generation of MMA stars in Liverpool. But I bet they're looking at you guys and thinking, you're giving me energy. You're giving me motivation now. It's not like the other way around anymore. It's you're turning up to the gym and they've got that energy because they got to keep up with you guys now as well. Yeah.
Paddy and Molly are always high vibe energy in the room. But it's every day we're all trying to, because we're so super competitive, we all want to get better. There's no bad blood, but everyone's competing amongst each other to get better, and we're all just one-upping each other every day, and that's why our level just continues to skyrocket. Like, we're so blessed to get a guy like Paddy and Molly to where they are now, and for us to see their path, because now we can follow the blueprint, and it makes our road a little bit easier. And I do honestly believe, like, Paddy's such a big star in the UFC, but he's not going to be the last star of Next Gen. He's not going to be the last star of Liverpool. Like, Next Gen aren't the only gym in Liverpool, not the only gym in North West. I could name 10 gyms in the North West that have all breeding stars. It's just now it's our time.
And what do you think of Paddy versus Tony, man? Like, going up against an absolute legend. I was here with Paddy for the Cage Warriors show, and he said, it's got to be done, I've got to go and retire him. He means business ahead of this one.
It was Tony time for a long time, but the Scousers moment right now, and I can see Paddy just finishing him, you know. Lad, I've never seen him look so good in camp, lad, honestly. And obviously we're all trying to mimic Tony, throwing the sand at him and that, you know what I mean? Lad, I can just see him doing him. I honestly believe he will finish him.
Obviously, like, you won't care, but as a fight fan, it's going to be heartbreaking to see Tony retire.
Yeah. Like, I'm a big fan of Tony, lad, and when they made the matchup, I was like, I don't want this fight to happen because I don't want to see Tony lose. But I'm just happy for Paddy and his career, lad, because it's a big thing for his career. A former UFC champion, the big win streak he was on. Like, for Paddy to take out that name will be massive for him, lad. Yeah, sky's the limit.
And what did you make of the Oktagon Challenge reality TV show? Like, it's still ongoing. We know that your friend Dennis the Menace, man, he's been absolutely crazy on the show. He's given that show life 100%. Without him, the show wouldn't be anywhere near as entertaining. What do you make of him?
It's the Frimpong show all over. Dennis is the star of the show, and you've seen it with his fights. He's the fucking hardest man on the show as well. After fucking your boy, 90 messing. Listen, Dennis's performances spoke for themselves, and that's why he's fighting on the main card. I'm warming the card up for him.
Let's do a bit of foreshadowing here, because maybe in a year or two time we can come back to this interview and say this actually happened. So just looking at the current UFC roster in your division, who are 2 to 3 guys you'd love to fight and you think definitely I can beat them even right now?
I want that little fart who was calling out Paddy and then seeing him at the PI and wanted to be his best mate. What's his name? Matt Favola. Lad, he's shite. I would smack him up in a round, bro. Never mind what Paddy would do to him, lad. But who else is there? Lad, that lightweight division's stacked.
It is great. It's crazy.
Lad.
It's got the who's who of MMA in it. You got your Justin Gaethjes, Chandler's. Yeah. Obviously the main man, Conor McGregor. You've got him when he decides to come back down to lightweight. He's probably at middleweight right now, isn't it?
I'd love to see Paddy and Conor have a little go. Yeah. Whether it be some type of grappling match on Polaris for charity, or whether they have an actual proper knock, I'd love to see them have a go. Feel like Paddy's coming up and Conor's coming down now. It's like the end of his career, the start of Paddy's peak. But I'd love to see that where they meet in the middle almost. That'd be a good fight.
I asked them both about it, and Conor said he was up for it, and obviously Paddy said he's up for it as well.
Conor,
so
get in there,
let's just keep pushing it out there. I said to Paddy, every time I do an interview with anyone from Next Gen, or if I speak to Conor again, I will keep asking him about it. So
I've got respect for both men. They're both done and are doing great things for the sport.
100%. Well, I'm sure we'll come back to this interview in a couple of years' time when you're in the UFC and say, yep, you did everything you said you were going to do. And I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Back in Manchester for the first time in a year since the FCC show back in Bolton last year. So excited. Any final messages? Call it. What round? What are you going to do?
Pokorný, you little bacon. You're not making it past the first. He will not make it past the first round, I promise you that.
Perfect. Appreciate your time, man.